Jungwon's POV. You? I saw that same hijabi girl standing in front of me outside at my dad's office, but she didn't speak anything in return. Then I took a step closer towards her and asked her while gritting my teeth, "What the hell are you doing here, huh?" Her facial expressions were still calm and gentle, and her words left me speechless. "I'm the secretary of Mr. Seung." I was taken aback by her words, and the chuckle left my mouth. When I came back into my senses, then I smirked while staring down at my feet and looked back at her. "Are you following me? Or might have fallen in love with me, huh?" She shook her head and said, "So bold of you to assume that I will fall for someone like you who doesn't even know how to respect a woman." With that, she left from there, and I remained staring at her back figure while a thought came in my mind, and I smirked. With that, I entered in Dad's office, and he looked at me immediately. "I'm ready to join. Tell me when I have to start coming here." He remained shocked at my statement and said, "What happened so suddenly?" I chuckled and said, "Just avail this chance, or else it will not take me a second to change my mind." Okay, just go home and start doing your preparation. You are going to join from tomorrow. I'll unblock your card, but only to buy office attire, okay?" He spoke in a serious tone, then I said, "Yes, Dad," while a smirk was plastered on my face. As I walked out of the office, I saw she was also coming towards Dad's office. Then she looked at me and we held an eye contact, but she lowered her gaze and was about to enter the room. Then I whispered near her ear, "See you soon, Angel." With that, she immediately looked at me with a confused look on her face, and I winked at her while I left from there. I came out of the building and ride on my bike while I was constantly smirking and chuckling. Then I make a call to John and said, "I told you to pray that I didn't get to meet her ever again, or I'll make her life a living hell. But I think your God prayers are not answered, huh? That's why I said there is nothing like God exists. 𝑧𝒐𝒏'𝒔. Don't tell me you meet her again. She's going to be my secretary, dude. Haha, I just can't wait to make her regret her life decisions." "Yeah, man, I think you should not go for her. She's not like other girls. And moreover, she's a Muslim girl. Means totally untouchable and out of our reach. So just leave her." That's what makes me more interested in taking my revenge. I'll make her beg for forgiveness while getting on her knees. Just wait and watch. What can I say now, I just pray that she can handle what is going to happen with her in future. I scoffed and cut the call, then I started the bike and speak while shutting the helmet glass. "Let's go, princess." I went straight to the branded suit shop and bought myself a load of suits because one or two was never my standard and I always buy things in a heap at once. After doing my shopping, I went to the salon and cut my hair short into a decent and sophisticated look, while my bangs were still covering my forehead. Then I left from there and went home. At night, I came out of my room to have dinner with my parents, and I saw Dad remain shocked while looking at me and asked in a surprising voice, "You cut your hair?" I sat on the chair and put food for myself on the plate. Then I sat while munching on my bite. "You always wanted to see me like this. Serious for my goals and sophisticated man with a decent personality." He chuckled and said, "I won't lie, but I'm literally taken aback by this sudden change. Have you seen a ghost who threatened you about your life and you started taking it seriously?" I smirked while remembering her face. Then I said, "Ghost seems a little weird. It doesn't suit that specific personality. But you can call Angel of Death." Both of my parents laughed at my statement and then Mom spoke. "I wish that Angel of Death takes you straight to heaven." I scoffed while munching on my bite. "You should pray for that Angel of Death because I'm used to betray death on daily basis." Then Dad spoke. "I'm not going to bear any useless activity in my office, Junghoon. Remember that you have to treat everyone with respect and you have to stay humble with staff because I have been doing this from the day one and I want you to behave just like this." "Don't worry, Dad. I'm more desperate to work there than you, and I know who deserves what. So just spend your upcoming life while chilling at home with Mom, and I'll feed you $2 bills." We all laughed at my statement. That's how the night goes well. I did my preparations and sleep on time so I can get up on time in the morning. Author's POV. The next morning, Junghoon got up on the sound of the alarm. He looked at the clock with half-open lidded eyes and spoke to himself in his deep, hoarse voice. "Oh, my angel, nothing in this world can make me sacrifice my beauty sleep, but you did." After that, he took a shower and did his morning routine. He came out of his bathroom in a bathrobe and walked towards his cupboard while rubbing the towel in his wet hair. He took out a grey beige mixed shade tracksuit and spoke to himself. "I'm desperate to see your reaction, Angel." He got ready while he wore his clothes and boots. Then he took out a brand new Cartier watch from his branded watch collection. and he wore his favorite perfume 𝑚𝒉𝒂𝒂 by Bulgari. He left his room and walked downstairs where his parents were waiting for him. They both remained shocked while looking at him in his office attire. He already got the heavily attractive features, but in a suit he was looking breathtakingly handsome. He saw a tear left his mom's eyes and he walked towards her. He cupped her face and kissed her forehead. Then he said, "No more tear, please. Mom, you know I hate tears." She wiped her tears, then she said, "My handsome boy, I pray you get all the success in your life." He chuckled and said, "Success is what you earn with hard work, not from your prayers. If prayers actually work, then every single human being will become a billionaire like your husband in a blink of an eye." His mother took a sigh and said, "It's okay if you don't follow any religion, but you don't have any right to say such things, Jungkook. You can make someone hurt by saying these. Everyone has their own paths and beliefs, and we should respect it." He rolled his eyes while saying, "Whatever." With that, he left with his father. As they both came out of the house, he saw a brand new Mercedes-Benz AMG GT63S at the front yard, and he looked at his dad with a shocked look on his face. "How did you know? I wanted this, huh?" His father patted his shoulders and said, "Maybe you are forgetting something. I'm your father, and a father knows what his child likes." He smiled brightly and said, "Now you got the title of best dad ever." Mr. Seung laughed at his words and then they left the house. Mr. Jeon-seung was in his car while Jungkook went in his new car. As they reached the office, Jungkook got out of his car while removing his shades and looked at the outer structure of the building, while a smirk was plastered on his face. Then he spoke to himself, "I'm already here, Angel." As he entered the building, everyone remained shocked while staring at him, while Mr. Seung and his manager were walking forward Jungkook. They looked at his surroundings and smirked while listening to the reactions and gossips of staff. Then his dad stopped in his tracks while talking to one of the staff and he spoke near his ear. "If you don't mind, can I take a picture here? I want to send to my friends that I am a CEO now." Mr. Stone chuckled and nodded his head. Then he asked his dad's manager to take his picture while he gave his phone to him, and they both walked towards the corner and he posed for the picture. Hazelin just entered the building and was walking towards the elevator. Just then, her eyes fell on him and she joined her eyes in confusion when she saw him posing for a picture in a suit. His eyes also fell on her and he smirked and winked at her. She arched her one eyebrow with a disgusting look on her face and left from there while rolling her eyes. He licked his lips while smirking and whispered to himself, "I swear I'll break this ego one day." After that, they went to show him his room, and as they entered his room, Mr. Seung signaled towards the chair and said, "It's yours from today. Welcome to Jeon Enterprises, Jeon Junghoon." He looked at his dad with an amused look on his face because his father set a new office for him according to his taste, and he remained shocked while admiring the dark interior and structure of the room, and he whispered to himself, "Damn." After that, he sat on the CEO's chair and Mr. Seung's manager said, "I'll guide everything so you don't find anything difficult." Junghoon hummed in response, then he said, "Everything is okay, but where is my secretary? You guys didn't appoint anyone for me, huh? How am I gonna know about my timetable?" Mr. Seung smiled and said, "It's already done, my child. I'll call her." Junghoon smirked and poked his inner cheeks with his tongue. Then Mr. Seung moved his attention towards the manager and said, "Call Miss Hazley." "Hazelin, huh?" Junghoon whispered under his breath with a smirk. The manager left from there and walked towards the staff cabin, and he rolled his eyes to find Hazelin. He saw her coming out of the small kitchen there while holding the cup of her coffee. He then called her name. "Miss Hazelin, come with me. Mr. Seung is calling you." She nodded her head and placed her coffee mug at her table. Then she followed him towards the hallways, but she joined her eyebrows in confusion because Mr. Seung's room was in the opposite direction. Then she asked, "It's not where Mr. Seung's room is." He hummed in response and said, "You are supposed to come to this room for work because now this will be the CEO's room." He got more puzzled after hearing his words, but she shrugged her shoulders and silently followed him. As they both reached the room, Hazelin entered in and saw Mr. Seung was standing near the big window while someone else was sitting on CEO's chair. The chair's back was facing her and she joined her eyebrows in confusion. Then Mr. Seung moved his attention towards her and smiled while saying, "Miss Hazley, meet your new CEO, Jeon Junghoon." With that, Junghoon turned around his chair while he was resting his leg on his knee, an elbow resting on the handrest of the chair, and biting on his thumbnail while staring at her with siren eyes. Hazelin's breath hitched while seeing him there and her eyes got wide open in shock. Junghoon smirked while looking at her expressions, then Mr. Seong spoke. You will work under him from now on. She immediately looked at him and asked, Then what about you, sir? Mr. Seong chuckled and said, I'm getting old now, my child. I deserve to rest a little, so I'm going to spend my remaining life with my wife at the comfort of my home, and he will take all the responsibilities. Hazelin was not able to process what was going on. Then Mr. Seong came beside her and said, Tell him about his today's timetable, and Mr. Park will come after discussing something. With that, Mr. Seong and his manager left from the room, and Hazelin remained alone there with Jungkook, who was still staring at her with the same facial expressions and body language. She was glaring at him while clenching her jaws. Just then he got up from the chair and walked towards her while twisting his head to sides and staring at her from head to toe. He was wearing black wide bottom pants with a long grey coat underneath a light blue casual shirt tucking into her pants, rolling her sleeves a little up with a black hijab covering her head, and was wearing white sneakers. He came closer to her and stood there while tucking his hands in his pants pocket and bowing a little at her level, while tilting his head. Then he spoke in a low, deep voice. Hello, Angel.